You guys, look at where we are right now, okay? If you couldn't tell, it's San Francisco, and I have to show. I'm sorry. We have no cold open today. It's just me gloating and showing off the fit. Please.
This is SportsCenter.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto on this Digital Sports Center presented by Bell. And as you can see, I'm in San Francisco for Super Bowl week. And once again, look at this incredible location. And we have a wild week planned for you, as we always do. Because in just 6 days, the Seahawks and Patriots will battle it out in Super Bowl 60. Like us yesterday, both teams flew into the Bay. And you know I have some thoughts on Stephon Diggs' fit. The thing is, Stephon, it was very warm when you landed yesterday. This guy's rolling with a Birkin? Okay. You know, in fashion, sometimes they tell you to just remove one thing before you leave the house. He could have removed the furry boots. But before the Pats left, they just had to get a cheap shot in on the Bills at their send-off rally.
And you know who's not having a Super Bowl send-off today? Bills Mafia! All the tables in Buffalo are safe!
Ew. Okay, there's such a thing as winning with grace, okay? That was not cool. And this is why the world hates Patriots fans. I'm sorry. You can't have a little grace. Now, on the Pat side of things, a lot of talk has been about the health about Drake May's shoulder, who did have an injury designation last week as he was limited in practice. But the assumption is he will be fine for Sunday, but still something to monitor moving forward. And the injury designation is not affecting the spread at all, as the Seahawks remain 4.5-point favorites, with the total set at 45.5. Now, this is just the beginning for us at Super Bowl week, as well as a ton more stuff with players, athletes, musicians, celebrities. You guys, you've seen us do this before. You know we're going to bring you the goods. We'll also be at Super Bowl opening night tonight, the Pro Bowl tomorrow, and hanging out at Radio Row all week. And just a reminder, we're going to be going 7 days this week, dropping the ultimate Super Bowl preview show Sunday morning. And you can watch Super Bowl 60 Sunday on TSN and CTV at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. But don't worry, friends. We've got plenty of pregame going all day. To the ice, and yes, the Leafs losing streak is officially over, as a 6-game skid snapped Saturday night in Vancouver, but they needed a shootout to squeak by the worst team in the NHL. And the road trip continues tonight in Calgary, against a Flames team that is almost as bad as Vancouver. Calgary also snapped a big losing streak Saturday night. Now, for both these teams, the playoffs is looking like a long shot, as Calgary's odds on money puck are just 3.1% to make the postseason. But the Leafs aren't much better, as they're only 6.3% on money puck. Guys, let's just call a spade, like I've been saying. Let's tank it all. Let's sell it off. Let's just burn it down. Both have an uphill climb in terms of their remaining strength of schedule as well. Calgary's got the 4th hardest in the NHL, with Toronto a little more middle of the pack. But for Toronto, their next 4 remain on the road, as after tonight they go to Edmonton, Tampa, and then Florida. And Toronto is an abysmal 9-12-3 on the road this season. If they want any shot at the playoffs, they're going to have to get Austin Matthews going, who's been held pointless in 4 of his last 6 games. Those of you in the Leafs region can watch tonight's game on TSN at 9:30 Eastern. It's the beginning of February and the start of Black History Month. Over the next month, we will honor and recognize athletes who broke barriers and fought for equality both inside and outside of sports. And no one exemplifies that more than today's feature of Arthur Ashe. Here's Jermain Franklin.
Arthur Ashe was a gifted tennis player and a thought-provoking activist who worked tirelessly to change the world. Ashe was born in segregated Richmond, Virginia, where he first picked up a tennis racket, a tool he would wield to win majors and break barriers.
With the changing demography of the United States right now, more women and minorities from different places coming in, and a tennis tradition rooted in Victorian England, you got problems.
In 1968, Ashe won the U.S. Open as an amateur. 2 years later, he won the Australian Open. And in 1975, Ashe upset Jimmy Connors to win Wimbledon. Arthur Ashe was the first black male tennis player to be ranked #1 in the world, and he is the first and remains the only black man to win the U.S. Open and Wimbledon. Ashe used his platform to confront social injustice wherever he saw it: the United States, Haiti, South Africa. He co-founded Artists and Athletes Against Apartheid, risking his own well-being through protest. Ashe was also an educator on many issues, especially HIV/AIDS. After contracting HIV through a blood transfusion, Ashe transformed personal adversity into public education, advocating for understanding and compassion until the end of his life.
There's always hope, and you must live your life as if there is, or there will be some hope. And that hope should not be a selfish hope. That is, for me, the hope is that maybe there's no cure for AIDS in time for me, but certainly for everybody else, and that should be sufficient enough to maintain this hope.
First of all, love when Jermain does a piece like this. We learned so much, and the story is incredible. Let's go back to the ice where NHL trade season is well underway. And with the Olympic roster freeze going into effect on Wednesday, we could see some serious action in the coming days. Could that include a move by the Winnipeg Jets? It's been a tough year for Winnipeg. Things really unraveled when Connor Hellebuck went down with a knee injury in November. So much so that just a year after winning the President's Trophy, they're not even in a playoff spot. But even with their struggles so far, do not expect them to be big-time sellers. As just last week on Insider Trading, our guy Darren Dreger said the Jets are still focused on winning right now. So if we take his word for it, what kind of deal should Winnipeg target? We're thinking a guy like Jesperi Kotkaniemi. He has really struggled this year, as he hasn't even cracked 10 points in the season. But to be fair, that's because he's in a depth role with Carolina. But when he's had more opportunity, like in 2022-23, he's proven to be an effective scorer. Maybe a change of scenery is all that he needs. And the cost of bringing him in has arguably never been lower. So a trade for Winnipeg could make some sense for both. It's nothing flashy, but in our books, it's low risk, high reward. And just a reminder, those of you in the Jets region can watch tonight's game with the Jets and Stars on TSN at 7 Central. That's it for today. We'll see you back here tomorrow from a new location in San Fran, but where will it be?